Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here's me today. I have one of the most electric players at the FCS level. His name is Michael Wortham, wide receiver and return specialist out of Montana. Nice to meet you today, sir.
Nice to meet you as well, man.
Yeah, again, a lot of great things happening for Montana. You guys currently undefeated en route to perhaps a national title. And here with me today, I have an All-American who's fixing to be an All-American once again this season. So, Michael, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get started.
What's going on, man? My name is Michael Wortham, receiver here at Montana. And yeah, man, ready to get started, and keep rolling during the season.
Cool. Came into this season with a lot of hype. A huge transfer. Formerly at Eastern Washington, where you really shined as a return specialist, and here lately, actually the leading receiver there for the Grizzlies. So, I mean, kind of fun being in that role. But they use you in a whole lot of different roles. And I'm sure we're going to get a chance to learn more about that. Want to learn about the early stages of you as an athlete, if we can do that first. So, Mike, how long have you played football?
Since I was 5 years old, it's been a long journey, man. I've been blessed each and every year.
Gotcha. And I know at least when I looked up some of your early stages, had you listed as a quarterback. So, talk through the stages a little bit of you as a quarterback, specifically your time in high school.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll start even earlier than that. I was first a running back before anything. And so around my eighth grade year, my dad told me, why not be quarterback? You have the ball in your hands most of the time. And so that's when I switched, went into high school being a quarterback, played both sides of the ball. We were a small school, so played offense and defense, no special teams, but I was a safety on defense. And yeah, I mean, yeah, small school, continued to push, made it to the championship two times. Fortunately, lost, but had a good senior year. Went 12-0 until the championship and lost that one as well. And had some great players there as well. And yes, when I went to Sierra, run the same thing. Quarterback as well. Didn't get to um, make the starting job for quarterback there, and then ended up taking it over in 2022.
Well, we'll walk through some of that again, but I have in my notes attended Center High School. There in I don't know, would you say North Highlands? Is that area or Antelope? Like I don't know.
Centers in Antelope.
Okay, so Center High School in Antelope, California, and also did some basketball and some track back in your days. So,
Yeah.
for you as a high school athlete, talk about some of these other sports that you were involved in.
It was amazing. My family's big on basketball, and I never did track prior to high school. So I wanted to work on speed. There's a lot of things, a lot of coaches telling me that like speed is going to be very key. Working on technique and stuff, getting to the next level. And so I just kind of stopped playing baseball because I was a baseball player as well before that. So I just sacrificed baseball for track, and really loved it. I had some decent times, nothing too crazy. But when we got to my senior year, felt good. Felt like I was actually good at running track, and that's when COVID hit and ruined the whole season on that. But
Yeah,
for basketball, though, it was also awesome playing
I mean,
that as well.
unfortunately, you were one of these guys amongst a lot of guys coming out of high school at that particular time in 2020. The pandemic hit, which, bro, I don't know if that really played a little bit into your recruiting, but certainly unfortunate set of circumstances for all of us to go through. And then, of course, I don't know for you, like how it affected maybe, perhaps you going somewhere else, but you did start out your college journey at the JUCO level, going to Sierra College.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man, because like I know going to JUCO isn't always, wine and roses and stuff. So talk through that.
Yeah, exactly how you described it just there. When the first idea of JUCO is kind of like, I don't know. Like you just kind of really, you don't know what to expect there. It's not really glamorized, I guess, or whatever, and so it was just one of those things where, my dad just told me, just take a chance. You never know how you would like it. And I'll tell you one thing, I really loved it there. I feel like if I didn't start there, I don't know where I would have been, and it's just one of those things. I'm not trying to sell people on JUCO, but I really enjoyed my time there. The coaching, the players. I mean, it's just one of those experiences where it's just one of a kind, especially if you go to a good program as well. I was fortunate enough to still live at home. The school wasn't too far; it's in Rockland, so I was able to drive to the school and whatnot. So I know people who live in the dorms or wherever, their experience is a little different than mine. But from my experience, like, man, I truly loved it. Loved every bit of it. Locker rooms wasn't big, weight rooms wasn't big, wasn't nothing crazy, but as long as we were able to get the job done, and go out there and perform, that's all that matters. So, I mean, I really encourage if
I
you don't
mean,
have nowhere to go, that's the
I
place to
mean,
go.
certainly, I think most people understand that, like when you're going the JUCO route, it's not going to be, I don't know, the greatest of facilities or what have you. But I mean, it's not necessarily the worst way to go either, because, like you said, I mean, there are some great coaches who position guys like you so that you can get offers from Division I schools. A lot of great, JUCO programs out there. So. Um, you close things out there at Sierra College very well. You were a JUCO All-American, first team, I believe. So you take that experience and you springboard that into an opportunity with Eastern Washington, where I think for a lot of people who I have talked to from there specifically, and don't take this the wrong way. I know now you're a Grizzly, so I mean, but a lot of people would say Eastern Washington is like wide receiver U at the FCS level.
Yeah.
But talk through that transfer and you getting there at Eastern Washington.
Yeah, it was a great experience. That was on my only Division I offer. So I mean, I think I still would have chose there even if I had other ones. But that was my offer, my one offer. I feel like God gave me that opportunity there. So I mean, as soon as I got there, very cold. That transition from California to Washington was it was a very, very, very cold um, place, and so yeah, I mean, just going through winter condo, or they call it winter ball there, and grinding with the guys, trying to learn a new system, learning so many different plays, schemes, all that stuff. It was just one of those experiences. Like it felt unreal in the moment because I was like, man, I'm really Division I right now. Like I'm scheming with these guys, that I don't really know, but I know I get to know. And just later down the road, they became my brothers and lifelong brothers as well. Still are in contact with them. They love seeing my child, seeing how she grows up and stuff like that. And so, like, just that whole experience there was just amazing. I just appreciate all of them for taking me in and putting me in a role to further me as a player.
So Mike, talk to me a little bit about this adjustment, really, if we want to call it that. I mean, you come into Eastern Washington with I don't know if you had anticipation of playing some quarterback, but I do believe a lot of people sort of pegged you as a guy who was going to make that full transition to like another position. And so for the longest time, dude, I had you in my notes as an athlete because I had no idea where to put you, whether at running back, wide receiver, even quarterback. But I think over your time at Eastern Washington, developing into a very solid athlete at receiver took a little bit of time, but you certainly got there. Who are some of the people who were instrumental in that? I don't know, somewhat of a shift.
Yeah, I definitely give credit. I feel like everybody played a good amount of parts into that. One just being the OC that was there. Coach Chapin, another guy being Efton, seeing how he's so precise with his routes, in and out of breaks and stuff. Another guy being Nolan Olm, who basically was the first person kind of initiate just like a group. I guess try to get the team together to really be one. He's one of those guys that just would have our own player ran meetings and get guys together to work out. It's one of those. He's one of those guys that kind of broke me into the system. And yeah, I mean the quarterbacks as well that I was with, it was just so many guys, that kind of just helped play a part, kind of made me feel comfortable in that role of adjusting to a receiver.
Gotcha. We will double back and talk more about your time at Eastern Washington, but get us through the transfer portal, man. Like, how does it feel entering the transfer portal and going to a rival within the Big Sky?
Oh man, it's kind of scary at first because you get in there. I kind of got in there a little late, so I was like, ugh. If I'm gonna go somewhere, it's gonna be a very, very, very quick transition. So, I have a family, so I'm thinking about them, and Montana hit me up immediately, and I was like, oh man, these are our rivals right here. Like, and they also offered a few guys that also transferred out of Eastern as well. But I was like, man, these guys are rivals, but I mean, everybody knows how Montana is, great, great program, winning playoffs, awesome fan base. I mean, you name it, they got it here, And so I had some FBS offers as well, and I wanted to go FBS, but I just felt like being here, I wasn't missing anything. There's a whole lot of fans we play in front of, great facilities here, great. I feel like just everything aligned, just the coaching, they had a plan for me. It was just so many little things that I love, here. And I mean, it was snowing and stuff like that, but it wasn't nothing new. I already was used to the snow from Washington, even though it only snowed in a certain amount of time. But
Right, right, right. So I mean, as you had mentioned, had some FBS offers, but sticking in the Big Sky, I mean, you are up against some of the best competition there at the FCS level. I mean, again, Montana has had I don't know, just a very solid program over really as far back as I can remember, if I'm being honest. Like it just kind of goes decades back, really, as being really one of the premier teams at the FCS level. So you get there, and bro, right now you guys are doing very well. You're 8-0. Just came off of a game where you were named FCS Player of the Week. Which is just amazing. We'll talk more about that, but let's shift a little back to Eastern Washington and then pick things up where we are now. So at Eastern Washington, Mike, you really kind of separated yourself as this elite return specialist. I mean, you go out there, set a program record for kick return yards. In 2024 was named an All-American. And so now you're coming in and you are the guy, you are the leading receiver at Montana. And so as we're kind of talking about you and you as a prospect, talk to me a little bit about really what that means, because again, we're looking at an athlete that can do so many different things. So talk through that a little bit if you don't mind.
yeah, man. I mean, it just all comes down to like I just needed a program to really believe in me. I appreciate Eastern. They believed in me. They put me in a position to be successful. They could have just sat me sideline because, like you said before, you didn't know if I wanted to be. I was coming in there for a quarterback or switching, and in my mind, I was coming in there for a quarterback. That's really what I played beforehand. But when they first asked me to be kick returner and stuff, I was kind of like, okay, but at the end of the day, that put me in a position to be the most successful, and so it's just like it's just at the end of the day, I feel like Montana believed in me so much, and I just have to kind of repay them for believing in me so much, and that's all I could really ask for out of any coach, any system, any program. If you believe in me enough, man, I'm a do something for you,
So again, just describe yourself a little bit and how you fit in that Montana offense. Um, how do you maybe describe yourself? Like, are you a slot receiver? Are you a wide? Are you a wide receiver? Are you? I know you've had snaps at running back. Uh, what kind of player are we getting? I mean, I know we're looking at one of the most elite athletes at the FCS level, but is there any more that you say to describe that? Because I mean, again, just
Yeah.
a gadget guy. I mean, I don't know how, but help me out a little bit.
Yeah, I guess right now I'm a slot receiver with a little bit of a twist. Hey, I can't really say quarterback or running back. It's just one of those things where I'm just kind of all over the field. But my main position when I first lined up out there is slot receiver. So I'll go with slot receiver just to make it easy and simple. We
Sure,
we can
sure.
start with there. And I had, at Eastern I was a returner. So um, it's just honestly it's just wherever school I'm at, that main position, that first position I'm at. That's where I'm gonna go
I
by.
mean, let's just say it as it is. An electric player with the ball in his hands. I know you do well in that facet, and you have done that even going back as far as when you were like, starting quarterback, in your JUCO days. I mean, that's kind of how you roll, man. Like you roll with just great vision and seeing the open field and taking advantage of it and just taking it to the house. So I kind of want to walk through some of your highlights, if you don't mind. I want to go back a little bit towards last year and then catch up this year. A lot of great moments. And so, going back to your Eastern Washington days, I'm going to talk about this one. It was 100-yard kick return for a touchdown. Um, how does that happen, man? How does it happen that you go the distance of the field? What do you remember about that play against Idaho?
Oh man, it was one of those things like, all game they were trying to kick left, right. They're trying to throw me off. Only return one that got called back at 23 versus Idaho State, and I got down there a few times as well, but got tackled around the 20 or 10. But anyway, yeah, like when they kicked it to me, it's pretty deep. Eastern knew I like to take it out deep sometimes, and so my off returner told me not to return it. He was literally telling me, no, 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 don't return it. And I don't know, I had that feeling where I was like, nah, I have to take this one. It was at the point I think we're losing as well, and so I just wanted to be the spark for this team. That's all. That's what I pray on every time before we start a game. Just be that spark, be the moment for the team. And so I caught it, and all I ask of my blockers is just to give me at least around the 40 or 30 even, and I'll do something with it. And so as soon as I got past that wedge, ran through, seeing it was only the kicker, I knew that if I don't outrun this kicker, I don't know what I'm doing back here. So got past the kicker, man, and had my first official kick return touchdown.
Awesome. And so, excuse me, it seems like the people who live in the state of Idaho don't like you because each and every time you go there, you are just killing it, whether it's Idaho or Idaho State. Let's talk about Idaho State, not this year, but actually last year, if you don't mind. Like, I don't know if you can separate these two because you had an awesome game this year against them. But in 2024, when you were at Eastern Washington, the noteworthy thing about your time on, for that game is you had what was it, 109 rushing yards in that game and two touchdowns. So, I mean, we are looking at you as a running back at that, for that game. So, what do
Yeah.
you remember about that game in particular?
Yeah, one thing, it was very cold. That was one thing I can remember, but a lot of it was just game plan. I was behind center a lot, and it was just one of those things that their weak point, I guess, was they couldn't really contain our QB run, and we started to
Hmm.
notice that more and more throughout the game. And so yeah, I mean, we continued to bruise them with the QB run, and it was very, very, very wide open, and also had a long run later in the game as well. And it was just one of those things where we kind of just took advantage of their weak spots. I think I forgot the numbers, but I think their right side was where we wanted to attack mostly, and I think that's exactly where all my touchdowns came from, was the right side.
Well, certainly took advantage of them in that game, but really took advantage of them this year when you transferred over to Montana State. You were named Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week against your performance, for your performance against them. Ended up playing all over the field, even at quarterback this year. So, talk through that matchup this year against Idaho State, man, because that was a good one.
Yeah, we knew we just had to come out there firing, and it was our first away game, so we were just gonna see how we played on the road. We knew they had a good offense. I know Jordan Cook, the QB, and so like we knew it was gonna be a challenge. Very dim lighting in there. Not very many fans. So it was gonna be hard. It's different from playing in front of 25,000 for 4 games straight to go into shoot, I don't know what their capacity is, but it wasn't that. So, yeah, I mean, we just felt like we just got to attack them, play fast, physical, play our game, at the end of the day, and so yeah, some of my plays, from the quarterback position, and yeah, there wasn't no specific weak spots like we had at Eastern last year. It was just more so we felt like we were the better team in these moments. We're going to run this play this direction, and we have to win, at the end of the day. And some of them we did win, some of them we didn't, and so it was a good battle. They played good. Their defense had a great scheme against us, and so I'm just glad we got through there and got the win.
Great. I mean, certainly a playmaker that can be used all over the field. Just got off of a game where you were FCS Player of the Week, which is awesome. I mean, again, Sacramento State, dude, you were making plays all over the field, whether in the backfield or as a receiver. We are truly looking at an all-purpose threat who can play all over the field and do a whole lot of great things. Anything that you remember specifically that's fresh in your mind from this past week?
Um, yeah, I mean, that game was also a big game. ESPN2, I mean, they were unranked, but they had a lot of hype behind them. The president tried to stir up some controversy, whatever. It was just a lot of things that were going on leading up to the game. And so it was just one of those games where it was a must win. We couldn't leave nothing out on the table there. We had to make sure we play to our best abilities, and every team has their pros and cons, but we thought their whole team honestly was very fast. They have a very fast team, but we didn't know how physical they really could be, and we didn't want them to out physical us, because we're already a physical team ourselves. And so like that was just one of the things we just want to out physical them. I mean, we have speed in areas, but I feel like their squad had a lot of speed, like pretty much every position. They were pretty fast to the ball, and so we just wanted to beat them, kind of with a little bit of our speed, our tempo, and just our physicalness at the end of the day.
Right. And again, Montana currently sitting at 8-0, and the expectation is for you guys to maybe perhaps be in that championship position this year. So here's hoping for that opportunity for you guys. So uh, might want to get a chance to meet the guy off the field somewhat. I know we've talked a whole lot about your journey. Again, early days as a quarterback, transitioning into this fantastic, dynamic guy who has played all over the field and is an excellent return specialist. But what else can you add to all that with you off the field? So, any interesting, fun facts that you want to hit me with? Go for it.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody probably know this, but I always like to acknowledge my wife. She's an amazing woman. That's who I'm hanging around off the field. Giving all my time to. Also, my 1 year old daughter. She's running around for the fans. At Montana. They'll see her running around and laughing, maybe cry. I don't know. She's just being a baby at the end of the day. But I kind of I get there's not really much from me. I mean, I come here, watch film, relax with my family. I mean, I have two dogs, German Shepherd and Chihuahua. Both both sides of the
No, that's weird.
the
That
size.
that throws everything off.
But yeah, I mean, my wife she does design, so she'll always have custom hoodies of me, and she matches with my daughter as well. So that's the one thing that highlights at games when people notice. They're like, "Oh my God!" Like she's like one of those people that they love to see her weekly outfits. They can't wait to see what she comes up with each week. And yeah, I mean, besides me watching football or something, I mean, I guess I play the games, video games with my family back home, and just kind of stay in touch with them. Keep that relationship building. I'm very very simple guy. I don't do much. It's just a lot of rehabbing, football, family. You know, praying. All that stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of what wraps up my day at the end of the day.
Great. Mike, I picked out a few little silly questions to just kind of throw your way before we wrap things up. So just play along for a little bit before we, close things out. So, pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Ooh,
Okay. Tea
Jesus.
or
That's
coffee?
coffee.
Coffee. Gotcha. Um, ninjas or pirates?
Ninjas for sure.
Okay. I had to throw that one out there. Are you a big superhero guy? You like some of these Marvel movies that are coming out? Like, who's your favorite superhero?
Ooh, good question. I guess I never really thought about who my favorite is. I may have to come back to that one. I need
All
to
right,
think. I
all
need to
right.
think who's my favorite.
What was the most recent one you saw? Let's go there.
I think I most recently watched the last Doctor Strange movie. I think that was the last one. I might say Doctor
That's been
Strange
a minute.
actually. Because I like Doctor Strange. I kind of like how they do all the portal stuff, flip the world upside down and whatever. I kind of like that. So I'm gonna go with the unthinkable and say Doctor Strange.
That's yeah, it's a little bit different. I think the what I kind of like about him, if you don't mind me sharing, is he just has a little bit of confidence and bravado
Yeah,
that he brings to it. I mean, and of course, he has the ability to do so many different things, somewhat
yeah.
similar to yourself. So, um, I know you've been a big fan of this game, man. Who are some of the guys at the next level that you've been a fan of, maybe since going back when you were a kid?
Ooh, Lamar Jackson is probably one of my like biggest like when I was a quarterback. Like I was doing all dual threat stuff. That's just one guy I watched a lot. His elusiveness. I mean, they tried to move him to receiver as well, but he said no. I'm
He
gonna
shut that
continue to.
down day one.
Yeah,
So
So he's one of those guys, man, that I look up, and I'm just like, man, like he could run, especially scrambling out the pocket. Like he's a threat at all times, and that's just one of the things I wanted to be, when defenses see me when I was at quarterback, scrambling out the pocket and be like, okay, he's a threat to run and he's a threat to pass the ball.
what about
So
at the wide receiver spot? Is there a wide receiver right now whose game you like?
yeah, I mean, Tyreek Hill is way more faster than me, but he was one of the guys too that I kind of liked. I liked how he got in and out of routes. He very. I mean, everybody knows Tyreek Hill. Unfortunately, he's injured right now. Very gruesome injury, but yeah, he's just one of those guys where he's just like, man, it was easy to like him from my perspective. He's a smaller guy as well. And so, yeah, I mean, small guy, quick, elusive. I mean, he's outrunning pretty much anybody. So yeah, that's probably one of the guys, and another guy probably be Armand St. Brown. He's another guy that that just came into the scene that he's been doing good as well, and I kind of like his game as well.
Well, don't sell yourself short, man. You're a guy with a whole ton of speed, and here one of these days, dude may end up having hear your name called in the draft. This upcoming season, and it's certainly going to get your opportunities in the NFL. I don't know how it's going to be, man, but you're going to be one of these names for sure who's going to get his opportunities. So, as we close up, any final thoughts that you want to tell all these scouts out there as to the player they would be getting? Go ahead and close with that.
Yeah, man. I mean, biggest thing, is humble player, willing to do anything that will help the team win. At the end of the day, the success of the team is really what matters. And I'm gonna do anything in my power to help you guys, and as long as you guys believe in me, I'm gonna make sure that I live up to you guys' standards.
Well, Mike, want to wish you all the best this season and beyond. Appreciate having you, and you take care of that little one. All right.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, sure. Once again, I got with me Michael Wortham, wide receiver and return specialist out of Montana. Check this guy out. He's going to be in the NFL very soon. Take care.